Alright, up and at 'em, boys! You already know who it is. Fox is back in Oxygen Not Included, Oceania. Still not sure what to do with old Sweepy there. Maybe we don't need it here anymore. What happens if I destroy the Sweepy thing? That's an interesting question. Does he, like, self-destruct or something? What happens? Oh, he dies. Okay. Question answered. When the Sweepy station is gone, he just dies. I mean, why not? I'm all for it. A little bit of like robot carnage, you know. It's screw the singularity. The Fox is not about that stuff. So, as I said before, this is a game. There's always something going wrong. You can see that the temperature is starting to rise, even in this area here. We started in kind of the mid 70s. It's slowly creeping up. Like, this is fairly hot, 94 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees, 94 degrees. And we need to find a way to break the laws of physics and destroy heat. That's something that you shouldn't be able to do in the normal world. That's actually one of the laws of the universe, is that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just changes forms. But we can, we're not about that. We're not about that in Oxygen Not Included. We can break the laws of the universe and just destroy heat. We can destroy energy. And that's one of the things that we're going to need to do in order to get the base a bit cooler, a bit more reasonable in temperature. Once again, we're just revealing all these little pockets of BS, just trying to get everything so that we can vacuum. All this gas is actually really useful. Like this is not like this stuff is stuff that we actually want to use. The hydrogen gas is useful. The chlorine gas, all of this stuff is useful. Oh, you're always trying to find a use for everything in this game. That's what this game is all about, really. Finding a place for everything and everything in its place. I think this is probably yeah, so this is the biome. This abyssalite kind of unofficially marks the biome. I mean, it does actually, for the most part, it does tell you where the biomes begin and end. Speaking of biomes, we have another cold biome here, a cold biome here, and the cold biome there. And another interesting thing is slime over here, but no germs. Once again, so sometimes the germs are dead because it's too hot, and there are other times the germs are dead because it's too cold. Germs they're really fickle like that, aren't they? Too hot and they die, too cold and they die, but that's good news for us. That means there are other ways to eliminate the germs. Look at all this salt water. Lots, I mean, it's supposed to be a salty place, so I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. We wanted to experiment with salt water. So, in order to vacuum all this up, we are going to have to open the area, but like first we're releasing all the areas, but then we're going to need to vacuum all of this up. And I'm not entirely sure where I want to do that and how I want to do that. We're going to have to clean this up a bit. Sounds like our research is going along. Like I said, I don't know what I want to research, so I'm just going to have them just go right down the line and just research things. Oh, we got some promotions. Well, a promotion. Okay, we're getting deeper into digging. That's really good. Okay, now I'll take the oxalite. A little bit of free oxygen. Sure, why not? We'll take it. So someone said that the most efficient way to remove the carbon dioxide would be the carbon skimmer loop. That's basically when you take a carbon skimmer, and the skimmer, you gotta pump water into it, and it outputs polluted water, and then you run the polluted water into a water sieve. The water sieve takes it in polluted water and outputs fresh water, and then you would just loop the fresh water back into the carbon skimmer. So it's basically reusing the same source of water over and over and over again. And yeah, I agree, that probably would be the most efficient use of it. We'll be doing something very similar with the bathroom over here. That's actually why we need this area, because we're gonna put a water sieve somewhere around here, and we're just gonna like pump the water into it, the dirty water, and then we'll pump the clean water back into the toilets and the bathrooms, and so that we're constantly reusing the same exact way. Cancel. So that we're basically just constantly using the exact same source of water, and then in the end there's no loss of water. Because you always want to recycle in this game where possible. Is it hot up here? Like, they're complaining about heat. It's only 100 degrees. Like, what are you, a loser or something? What a loser. It's only 100 degrees. Okay, we're doing okay. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to clean this area up, though, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. All this is pretty good stuff as well. I want to do it in a way that doesn't prevent us from... I want to do it in a way where we don't have to, like, extensively build in order to, like, get to all the things that we're trying to... Basically, I don't want to punch a bunch of holes in here, and then suddenly I gotta build, like, ladders all over the place just to reach anything. I would like to avoid that if possible. And the reason I want to do this is because, like, we need more airflow. I need room for the chlorine to sink, and I need room for the oxygen to rise. I just need more room in general. Let's go ahead and remove the layers around the... Oh, I don't know if I want to remove the slime, though. I'm not opposed to removing the slime, but I haven't decided one way or the other. So I'm leaving one tile here so that they do have the option just to kind of hop over where necessary. Hey, what do you... It's like completely... Oh my god, I need to be able to breathe. Like, what are you, a loser? Breathing. What a weirdo. Look at this. There's no way you're specifically breathing in that little bit of oxygen right there and like not breathing in all of this like chlorine gas. Okay, there's plenty of research to do over there. Very nice. This is a really big area that we're going to be vacuuming up. I'm not going to lie. This is a huge area. I guess I'll start right here. And we're going to build a gas reservoir right there. We're going to need a lot more than this, let me tell you. Now, because there's liquid on the floor, I'm just going to mop this up. Because one of the rules of the game is that liquid and gas can't occupy the same space. And that's a problem, because I need the gas to be on the floor. A little bit of carbon dioxide is filtering its way in from us actually breathing the oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Once again, it's just going to make the gases a lot messier. But we can deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. All these losers, like, having trouble breathing? You guys suck. And then, of course, they need to have their time off and taking duty. What a bunch of wimps. let's go ahead and build the air pump. What is that, under ventilation? Yeah. I'm gonna build it, I don't know, right here. There's as good as a place as any. And then we're gonna pump it into here. And probably use a... We don't have the gas filter? We do have a gas filter. I want to use... Do I have to research it? Do I not have it? Where is... Ah, here we go. Improved ventilation. I want the gas shut off. Research my gas shut off. That's what I desire. I want a gas element sensor right here, though. Yeah, well, let me get the research done. I'll be able to better visualize it. Gonna need electricity. Who cares? It doesn't need to look sexy. I'm gonna deconstruct all this anyways. I can't believe they're complaining about it being hot. It's only like 100 degrees. I live in an area where it's 100 degrees in the summer, at least. What a bunch of losers. I'm gonna cut away that, because there's no point in leaving it there. I'm also gonna cut... Well, I don't need to cut that away. So this is allowing the different gas... Let's mop this up. I want all this liquid mopped up. What? They're never gonna mop this liquid up, are they? They're just so bogged down with other tasks. Oh, promotions. Welcome to farming, I guess? Advanced medical care, I guess? All this setup just to start vacuuming up all of the gas. It's always something in this game. Heat is definitely going to become an issue in the future. We definitely need to get our heads on some wheezeworts. Wheezeworts are one of the things that let us defy the rules of physics and destroy heat. Because the wheezewort just reduces the temperature without any shift in the... without any transformation in temperature. Most types of cooling systems also generate heat. For example, the ice maker turns water into ice, but the ice maker itself gets really hot. Basically, the ice maker concentrates all the heat onto itself, but in return it makes the water cold so that you can basically move the heat around. But once again, you're not really destroying the heat, you're just moving the heat from one place to another. But that's not the case with the wheezewort. The wheezewort actually just straight up destroys the heat. It's just gone. The heat is just no more. Which breaks the laws of the universe. You're not allowed to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and mop this up too. Oh my god. Oh wow, did we finally get the electricity in? Nope, we still have 2 connectors to go. At least this is done. When is my research gonna be done? Oh my god. You guys are the worst slaves in the world. I was like, I was thinking that, you know, you guys would be like efficient and you guys would be able to like, be like, minion of the month. But you guys stink. Like, you guys are not getting the job done. Ah. But where's ventilation? Okay, ventilation is right here. Okay, so I need to automate this thing. I'm gonna use, I don't care, I'm just gonna use a thermosensor. And an automation wire. And I'm probably gonna grind up a little more copper. Well, we don't need a ton, but a little extra wouldn't hurt. Excellent, now we can have the gas shut off. I forget, does the gas shut off actually need a sensor? I think it does. Emphasis on I think. Let's just build it and find out. I can't. It's been a while since I've used the gas shutoff. I can't remember. Okay. Hold on a second. So I know, I'm pretty sure I need... Okay. I need an element sensor. I think I need it right here. And then I think I need to connect the element sensor to this to tell it when to turn on and off. And then I need a way to vent this out. I guess we'll vent it out right here. And it also needs electricity. So we'll connect this up right here. Okay, and so what we want to do is... Wait, how do I choose the element? Unbreathable gases. Chlorine. So it sends a green signal when it's chlorine into the shutoff. It's gonna be one. It's either gonna be one way or the other. I just don't remember which it is. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Okay, so what is it doing? Right now, it's just going in a circle. Let's turn it off. We're wasting electricity. Also, this hasn't been mopped up yet. What are you guys doing up here? They keep climbing up and doing things. They must be collecting plants or seeds or some BS. Why have you guys not... You guys need to build my power lines. This all needs to be like... I'm gonna bump the priority of all of this up to like a 7. This is all a 7. This is all a 7. I want this done, like, nowish. Like, it needs to be done now! 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 Okay, let's turn it on and see what happens. Okay, it's working as intended. So the way it works is... This thingy detects if it's chlorine. If the answer is that it's chlorine, then the gas shutoff activates and begins putting all of the chlorine in here, and if it's not chlorine, it goes out over here. That's the way it's supposed to work. And this is just going to start thinning out the gas over time. There's a lot of chlorine here, though. It's going to fill up this gas reservoir pretty fast. So let's build another one here, and these... I probably should also add in some of these as well, just so that there's room. That way the gas can flow downwards. Oh yeah, look at that. These are big blocks of chlorine, too, because you could tell how much chlorine is getting vacuumed up based on the size of the blocks. These are really big blocks. A little bit of oxygen snuck its way in there. Eventually, this is going to fill up, though. But that's fine. So what this is going to let us do is it's going to let us basically use the chlorine rather than just, you know, contain it. We're actually just going to vacuum all of the chlorine out of this room. Eventually, it's going to start getting thinned out, though. Oh, good, and we've mopped up... You need to mop this stuff up. Get it out of here. That way, once the liquid's been mopped up, it allows the chlorine to settle on the floor. Now, one of the problems is we are spitting this crap back over here, so we're kind of like in a process of constantly re-vacuuming up the carbon dioxide. So what I might do is... this. So what we're going to do is basically put all of the chlorine in here, and then we'll Whoops, that wasn't, it doesn't matter. It can bend all over the place if it wants. So basically, we're gonna start moving, wait, I actually don't know if I like that idea. Because we don't want to pump the oxygen out, we just want to pump out, well, you know what we can do? I got it. Another element pipe sensor. Into here. Into another gas shutoff. Right here. We'll go here to here, and then we'll do this out here. And what we'll do is put this over here and put that there. Are we out of electricity? Oh, they haven't put coal in. You irresponsible duplicate. Oh, we got... Researching? No. I'll take the curative tablets. Time for some promotions. We can sit on those, right? I don't need to activate those promotions yet. Okay. Connect the automation wire. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have basically a double shutoff. There we go. Now we've got electricity again. So we've almost filled this up. I'm guessing the content max is 150 kilograms. I'm guessing that's what's considered full. So the way it's going to work is there should only be there should be 4 gases: chlorine, hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. There could become a 5th one if this gets destroyed. Then there could be polluted oxygen as well. So the plan is we're going to pump the carbon dioxide out here and keep the oxygen in here. So there's going to be 2 shutoffs. It's going to pump all the gases in here, and the way it should work is if it's chlorine, it goes into storage. If it's not chlorine, it goes out here. But then it's going to go through a second one of if it's carbon dioxide, then it's approved. It gets to go through. Are we doing this right? Oh, it needs electricity. The reason I like to use these basically, why don't I use these gas filters? Sometimes I do. The gas filters are a more assured way of getting things done. Like, they don't... Like, if something goes wrong, these shutoffs can start, like, messing things up. But they only use 10 electricity, whereas the... Okay, so what's happening? Oh, we need to get rid of this gas vent. Deconstruct the gas vent. Okay, now it's working. So now, if we vacuum up the chlorine, it goes into storage, which is what we want. Now, if we vacuum up the oxygen, it gets to stay in this room, which is fine, because remember, the whole point of the oxygen is to pressurize the room and force the chlorine to become more dense at the bottom. But I don't want to constantly re-vacuum up the carbon dioxide, so I'm going to pump the carbon dioxide out here, which will eventually make its way down and become eliminated over there. Now, what I can do is just shut this off for a while. I'm going to shut it off because the chlorine is getting really thin here. I'm going to give it some time for the chlorine to sink downwards. That's basically what we're going to do. And then later on, I'll just turn this on again. And then, you know, that'll be pretty good. Like, we'll actually have some usable chlorine, and we can start using that over here. Now, in the meantime, we can continue working over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can start clearing this area out. We can also start going over here. And we're not going to cut this abyssalite. We'll go around it. and leave the abyssalite there. So that we can start getting in here and start collecting some wheezeworts. We'll also get access to more food. Look at all these poke shells. We have to be careful about them. They'll actually attack our duplicants. They're very grumpy. The salt water is leaking in, which is the plan. Let's go ahead and seal this up. That way the water doesn't get trapped in there. Oh, don't like salt water, do you? You'll be fine, don't worry. Just kick into high gear evolution and, like, learn to breathe underwater. That better go fast, though, you know? Oh, we got regular water in here. That's annoying. We'll have to, like, skim the water out. Let's see, liquid elements. Yeah, we got a layer of water here. I didn't want to have to, like, skim. I mean, we were kind of hoping to keep them separated, but it's kind of an inevitability. I think it's actually melted water from over here. But that's fine. We could do to this the same thing we're doing over here, but for liquids. See, you can see the thickness of the chlorine is getting denser again, which is exactly what we want. I might remove this in order to allow the chlorine to filter downwards some more. I love it. Just drill through two things and then do something else. Just super efficient. Now the hydrogen is going up here, which is why it's getting a little thicker over here. That's fine. Also, I guess we could just kind of get in here and release the water. Start filling this area up. That's a lot of salt water, I'm not gonna lie. This and that combined, that's a lot of salt water. What's it doing? It's like a giant ooey gooey booger. It's really, really, really weird looking water. I can't tell if it's filling up or if it's just being weird. Go ahead and turn this back on for a bit. Oh yeah, see how giant those blocks are? That's perfect. Now, if we weren't putting more oxygen back in here, what would happen is we would start vacuuming up the chlorine, and then the chlorine would just become equally thin throughout the entire area, and you'd start vacuuming up, like, just tiny quantities of chlorine. And, like, you would eventually vacuum everything up, but it becomes very time-consuming. Look at this. I love watching the systems. Like, one of my favorite things about oxygen not included is just watching the systems work. That's easily my favorite thing about the game. Now, obviously, the systems tend to not work for a really long time, but what can you do? That's how you learn. Yeah, look how quickly this is filling up. That's all due to this. This water over here is rapidly making polluted water. Or it's rapidly filling up with polluted water. So this area looks like it's finally spilled in. And it looks like it's quickly going to exceed the limit over there. What's everyone standing around for? Like, continue working. The thermonullifier appears to be in the way, so I might need to remove this and build a ladder. I think I'm going to build the ladder out of granite, because that's the nearby material. Oh, it sounds like some loser got hypothermia. What a freaking loser. It's only like 8 degrees here. Like what are you, some kind of loser? Like, where I live, it's always 8 degrees. acting like you can't adapt to it just being like, oh, maybe it's a little bit cold. Jeez. Sneezing, shivering, crash overdrive. More like, I don't know, like wimpy overdrive. I can't think of a good insult. Or like, you suck. That. How about that? There you go. How's that one come at you? You stink. Here's gonna be our first Wheezewort. I'm gonna build a little bridge here. Like so. What's wrong? Starvation? Why? But do you not know how to eat food? Are you stupid? People are lying to me. Starvation. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. You know, things, they're coming along. You got to see a little bit of this system in action. Although I'm sure, you know, a lot of you, since you've watched my previous playthrough, I'm sure you have seen it. But if you've never played the game before, hopefully you're starting to see some of the complexities of Oxygen Not Included. This is not even what I would consider. This is not a complicated setup. Not in the slightest. You can make drastically more complicated setups than this. This is like, I would consider this the later end of a novice automation. I wouldn't even consider this an intermediate automation. But, yep, that's the game. Anyways, until next time, everyone, like this video if it was entertaining, subscribe for future Oxygen Not Included Oceania content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.